What's up, everybody? It's Stephen Williams, founder and president of the creditrepairshop.com. And in today's video, we're going to talk about more debt being released on the market. I make these videos to show you that the companies are buying these debts, even though they're past statute of limitations in most cases. And they do it because people don't know. That's why I got to keep making these videos over and over and over again to allow people like you and others that just have not been exposed to the what debt collectors can and can't do. So we got to just keep doing it. We got to keep pushing on. And please like the video. You know that I try my best to give you the best content as possible to stay on point for what this channel is pertaining to. And I really appreciate all of the comments. I'm going to be answering all of those today, and I also answer them in my videos. So we're going to be talking about the debt that's being released on the market. But before I start it, I need to speak on this. It's very important to me. Hopefully it does matter to some of you. We know that there's the coronavirus that's out there right now. And some person, I was going to say a word, but I'm not going to say it. I'm going to hold it in, compose myself. But an individual on a well-known business channel stated that the United States government should just give everyone the virus, and then the people that died, let them die. Don't help them. Don't do anything. They'll just die off. And the reason why I'm mentioning it in this video is because this hits home with me. There was another strain of the coronavirus last year. It didn't go like the one that's going now. It was just like the flu. You know, like a lot of people died of flu, and a lot of people get the flu in every year. Well, what happened last year was I had the coronavirus, and it was very tough to get over, but I'm in good health. And yes, if you're in good health, you can get over it. But it was a strain on my respiratory system. I would wake up in the middle of the night coughing over and over and over again, like out of control. And coughing so heavy that I would, get sick, have to run to the bathroom because I was getting sick. But now that's me. Now, what really got me upset was my wife. All of you know, if you've seen, maybe in some of my videos I've mentioned it. My wife's respiratory system is highly compromised. She is on oxygen 24/7. She's a wonderful, beautiful woman. She does everything that she can do to keep her self in shape. When you look at her, if she didn't have it on, you would think that she's in 100% great shape. She doesn't have a weight issue or anything. She just has a respiratory issue where she has to be on oxygen. And it's more than just her lungs. It's other things that have been affected by what she's going through. And we're working through that, and we're seeing a lot of doctors, and, we're working through that. But she had also caught the coronavirus, and at the time we didn't pay much attention to it. But when she was actually put into the hospital, we had went on a trip to Florida. I was already kind of feeling sick. We didn't want to postpone it, and then my grandson, he started getting sick at the airport, and he got very sick on the trip. So it wasn't one of the best trips to Florida that we took. It was me, my wife, my daughter, grandson, and my son-in-law. We went down there, and everyone was getting sick. And the way that I was feeling with it, with my respiratory system, because every time that I would cough, it was like a burn down the middle of my chest. And I was like thinking like when my grandson, when he would walk and come close to me, like I was trying to take uh his pain and like absorb it. I was even thinking to myself like, let me absorb what he's going through so he could get better a lot quicker. I'm serious. I was actually doing that and thinking that while I was holding him and while I was laying down, or while like anytime that I looked at him on that whole trip, I was like had those thoughts in my head like, give it to me and I'll go through it longer so he could just get over it. And but we got back from the trip, we got back, and the night of the trip, it was a Sunday night. My wife was sitting down in our bedroom, and she said that, I'm not doing good. And she has this thing on her that she keeps where she can put it on her finger and it checks her pulse and oxygen levels constantly. Like she does that, like how people check their cell phones. My wife checks her oxygen level and her heart rate like that. Like that's how much she checks it throughout the day and even in the middle of the night, throughout the night. And she checked it and her heart rate was at like 140, 130 to 140. Now, when you exercise, that's what your heart rate would be at. She was at that while she was sitting down doing nothing. Immediately, we called her nurse. They said go directly to the hospital. We went to the hospital. They admitted her immediately. And they immediately start doing things and got, they got everything under control. She was in there for, I think, a week. But what we had noticed on there, and she didn't even think about it until now, was that on her door, it had carnivorous virus. So everyone that walked in there had to put on a mask. Everyone, all of us, uh, the doctors, everyone. We didn't even pay that much attention to it until now. So this is not something to be playing around with. This is not a game. This is not something where there's, uh, people should just move along regular and not wash their hands or not take precautions, because if you end up getting it, even if you're in the best of shape, it will compromise your respiratory system for a while. And depending on how the type of care that you get, everyone doesn't have the type of care that my wife, that we're able to afford her to get, where they'll put you in your own room. You don't have to share a room. She didn't have to sit and wait in the emergency room. She has 5 doctors that come and treat her personally. Everyone doesn't have that. So we can't be playing around with this. All right, now let's get into and my apologies if, but I did get upset when I saw that. Um I got upset about it, and I'm holding in my emotions on it. Because everything, if you don't have your health, all of this other stuff that we talk about with money and credit and debt, it don't mean nothing. And to prove that, also before I move on to about the debt, is that when I and this has happened a couple of times where my wife has where she could have died from illnesses because of her respiratory system. She cannot afford to get any viruses. She cannot afford to get any flu. She cannot afford to get sick at all. And I'm going to kind of flip this over into what I try to teach you about uh, understanding how your thought processes can help you overcome your debt and credit issues. Because when I was looking at my wife, especially the first time that she went into the hospital more than 5 years ago, and you've probably experienced this with family members that you have. if you've had one passed away and you were there with them before it happened, is that there's, if you look at them, there's what I call an inward thinking, where they think solely about themselves, and there's almost an incapable way of them expressing thought about other people, because in their own mind this could be the end for them, and so they think deeply about themselves, about what they're going through. And when I try to teach people, when you're trying to look forward to the day that you fix all of these credit and debt problems, and to not think so much about what you're going through on a day-to-day basis, in a roundabout way, this is that same type of thinking. This proves that you can think that way with everything that's going on with you. You can still think about the ultimate outcome of what you want. When we're talking about death, it's even more intense. But when we're talking about credit and debt, you have to think about the outcome, because everything in the middle is just noise. It's just stuff. It doesn't matter. And you have to train your body to actually do that. You have to train yourself not to get emotionally involved in the day-to-day things, allow them to happen, allow solutions to come about, and then try different solutions, but you always have the outcome in your mind, because that's what's going to end up happening, is the ultimate outcome. I think that what happened with my wife when she was in the hospital is that she fought and did not fall into the day-to-day problems of what she was experiencing day to day while she was in the hospital. She was always thinking about tomorrow and getting out. Tomorrow and getting out. And I saw as it went day by day, and she was getting better, that her thinking was more on that picture. So this is what you have to do for your debt. And now, so let's get into this right here. I'm not showing the companies because it'll get flagged. One of my videos, the video I did yesterday, actually got flagged. And I don't even know if it was just flagged by what I was showing in the video, because I never mentioned any company's name. But that video did get flagged. That video is not circulating, at least in a higher rate that it should be, to people, solely because something that was either that I said it away or something in the video. But let's look here. $9 million, 1,838 accounts. Charge off date 10/5/2007. Average balance 4,900. This is past statute of limitations, except for the state, and I believe it was Rhode Island. Let me grab my notebook here. My manual that I wrote years ago, and it has statute of limitations. Rhode Island, 15 years for contract law. Kentucky for oral and promissory notes, 15 years. The rest, the longest is 10 years. Oh, I'm sorry. Ohio. No, Ohio is 15, 6, and 15. So the only state that this statute of limitations hasn't ran out for is Rhode Island. We have another one here, 85 plus million dollars, 44,000 accounts, charge off date 2007. We have another one here, $6.2 million, 2,568 accounts, charge off date 2011. There's only a few states, only 3 states that goes past statute of limitations of 10 years, and only 2 states that have a 10-year statute of limitation. So if you were in this batch, you have one more year, 2021. This one here, $7.8 million, 2,870 accounts. Charge off date, 2009, 2,700 average balance. This one here, 28,000, 28 million, 28 million, 28.9 million and some change. 7,400 accounts. Charge off date 7/9/2008. 3,800 average account. Also, real quick, let me just say that for the average, this date here is important because you need to wait. You would have to wait until that date if you had one that's over the statute limit, not over the statute of limitation. It's important to know that the month and the day counts in the statute of limitations. So if, for example, if it was for the 10-year statute of limitation, it would need to be past 7/9 of 2018 to be past the 10-year statute of limitations. Obviously, it's past it for all of the other ones. This one here, 1.5 million, and this is with a payday loan company. The rest of these were all retail major credit cards mixed with different banks. These two here with payday loan companies, 2014. So here, this is close for like, let's just look at for Vermont. For Vermont, they have a 6-year statute of limitations. Now we're at the 6th year, but you would have to make sure that it's past June 27 to be at the 6th year. So any of them that's before that, it's not going to be. This one here, 1.1 million, 8, 19, 14, 492 accounts, 2,200 in the balance. This one here, these are all mixed major credit cards. 42 million, charge off date 2008, 12,000 balance. 62 million, 58 million. Look at these charge off dates. Probably a big large chunk of these are going to be written off in the 1099s. C also debt forgiveness. I'm pretty sure. This one here is a home shopping network. 497,000. 2016 charge off. More credit card debt. Oh, I'm sorry. This is auto repos. 58.8 million. 33,000 accounts. 2007. Oh no, this isn't auto repo. This is a credit card. Average account 1,700. $20 million credit cards. 9,400 accounts. 2006. This is way back. Way back. But they do it because people don't know. They just don't know their rights. So they'll try to collect the money. I mean, just think, they'll sell this whole 20 million account for maybe $2,000. They get one person that doesn't know their rights. They've made their money back, and then they try to tell people, hey, we'll settle it for half, and they get $1,000 for, let's just say, even for 4,000 of the people. They're going to end up making a killing with that. These are payday loans. 2016, 15 million in payday loan. This is very well-known payday loan companies. So let's go over it real quick. And if you haven't yet, please like the video. Let's go over it real quick. If you get any of these, first thing you need to do is check the statute of limitations. For almost all of these, if you live in every state except for Rhode Island, it's going to be past statute of limitations. There is no need, I repeat, there is no need to do a debt validation on a debt that is past the statute of limitations. Also, they would not be on this list if they had gotten a judgment on this. Not to say that something accidentally couldn't have happened, but if they're selling this debt, this is not debt that went to a judgment. So this debt is 100% not legal to collect unless it's past the statute of limitations date. If it's not past the statute of limitations date, then you need to do what's called a debt validation. Obviously, all of these are going to be purchased by a debt collection company, and they're going to job it out to debt collection companies in the areas where these individuals live. It's called assignment. They're not going to sell it to them, they're going to assign it to them. So if you happen to get a letter from them, you need to get the relationship between if it's a debt that was purchased, if it was purchased by you, or were you assigned by another debt collection company. And then you do the debt validation. And I have videos showing you exactly how to do that debt validation. All right, so we're going to end the video here. Please refer to videos on my channel that attack each one of these. If it's going to be something with that where you have to do a debt validation, I have videos on that. If it's something where it's already past that and they've put it on your credit reports and now they're trying to sue you, I have videos on what you need to do with that to answer a court summons or a court citation, which it's known as a citation in other areas. So please like this video, please post your comments, please share it, please get notified of new videos that are coming out. And if you need help, I put the websites here right on this video, thecreditrepairshop.com. If you don't have your credit reports and scores, remember everything starts there. Click the link below or go to the website that I have here, your3scores.com, so you can get your credit reports and scores and you can see the actual charge-off dates so you can have more proof that it's past statute of limitations. All right, this is Stephen Williams, founder and president of thecreditrepairshop.com, and until next time.